On this episode of MythBusters, the guys come out swinging.
Oh boy!
With some desperately dangerous high-rise heroics.
We're testing the Hollywood movie trope that a good guy, with nowhere else to go but off the roof of a building, will take a leap of faith. I'm good. And as he's swinging back, shoot through a window and land perfectly safe back inside the building.
A little bit of prayer halfway down?
Good job! And it was probably the coolest thing I have ever done in my life.
Go!
Then it's the crying game, MythBusters style.
Everyone knows that cutting onions makes you cry.
As volunteers tackle 3 mythical cures to see if it's possible to chop up
Oh, she's already down to one eye.
That is a lot of blinking.
without tearing up.
It's okay, don't be sad. Science is fun.
You guys are evil.
Our first myth is a shattering stunt taken right from the silver screen. It's been the high point of many an action movie. The hero is trapped on top of a skyscraper with no obvious means of escape. Attaching a rope, he leaps, spins, and shoots out a tempered glass window several floors below, before swinging safely inside. It's a great set-piece stunt, but would it be feasible and survivable in real life?
This myth might be possible, but it's got a lot of factors that have to go just right.
Exactly. It's not just how the action hero acts, it's how the window reacts.
And from past experiences on this show, we know that glass can have some surprising properties.
Why, Brian, is that a cue for a MythBusters flashback?
Yes, it is.
It's gonna be a horror show.
Over the years, we've tested many of the surprising properties of ordinary glass. For instance, it can be shattered by a human voice. But it's actually quite resistant to a sonic boom. In Falling Lawyer, we set out to see if a man really could hurl himself out through a skyscraper window.
I want to make it through the glass.
That myth was fatally confirmed.
That was spectacular.
It worked.
But this time, we're crashing our hero in through a window to see if he lives to tell the tale.
We're gonna have to have more than one story, though. No action movie with this trope has their hero swinging down just one floor and crashing through the window. We need some serious height.
You know, speaking of serious heights, how about we just finish cleaning these windows and get to testing?
All right.
The guy's first task is to determine just how much rope to give our action hero. And they've sourced a suitably lofty location.
Today, John and I are here at Del Val. It's Los Angeles County's largest fire and disaster training facility, and that tower behind me is part of it. But for our purposes, it's gonna be our skyscraper.
What we're testing here is the part of the movie trope where our action hero jumps off the roof and is able to swing smoothly back towards the building. A, without getting severely injured, and B, without getting severely dead. This structure behind me is 8 stories tall, the perfect height to test our skyscraper jump from. And this is our appropriately dressed action hero Buster, equipped with ultra tight white tank top, 5 o'clock shadow, and MythBusters cop badge. The good news is we have our tower, we have our jumper. The bad news is now I have to get the jumper to the top of that tower. Brian! Okay, here we go.
There's really only one man for the job, and it's not John or Brian.
You know, I hope Buster's appreciating all this love and attention we give him.
It's a long haul to the top with our reluctant hero.
I feel like I could be helping you.
Nah, that's okay. I'm working on my wrestling moves.
They start off with enough rope for a 6-story fall, aiming to see how Buster handles the stresses of sudden deceleration.
What?
Whether it's horizontally or vertically, that sudden tension can exert a significant amount of force. To watch for that, we're gonna place shock watches on Buster to determine just how much force is exerted on him at the end of his rope.
Gently apply the 25G shock watch.
The 3 differently rated shock watches should give a good indication of any internal damage.
Okay, Buster, you're all set.
All people, clear of the tower. We're gonna be dropping Buster off.
To match the momentum of a running jump, they're giving Buster the bum's rush.
Buster, 6-story roof dive. 3, 2, 1. Yippee-ki-yay! Oh! Oh!
That didn't look all that fun.
Yippee-ki-yay!
A quick inspection shows all of the shock watches tripped.
Yep, that one's gone off. And that one, and that one.
That's no surprise. At a speed of around 40 miles per hour, Buster's sudden stop probably was a bone breaker. Then again,
That was an incredibly rough landing. Buster went over and just bounced all over, and it was so much worse than I thought.
the damage may have been due to deceleration or hitting the tower. Either way,
After watching Buster's 6-story fall, I would say that there's no way that counts as a controlled swing back towards the building. Come on, Buster. Hang in there, man.
for Buster and the myth to remain intact, this test needs some serious fine-tuning.
Oh!
And on that note, it's time to swing into tale number 2. It's a kitchen sink sob story in dire need of a happy ending. To test the myth that it's impossible to cut an onion without weeping, we'll put 3 of the most common so-called cures on trial. But first, why exactly do onions make you cry?
Onions and You, starring Chive Wellington as Brian, Reginald Van Shallot as John, and introducing Lassie as Bo.
Say, John, what smells so swell?
Onions, Brian. Why, I'm making an onion sandwich.
Don't you have the feeling that John is hiding a secret?
Is something wrong?
It's these onions. They make me want to cry.
What John doesn't realize is that cutting onions don't make you sad at all. When onions are cut, damaged onion cells release molecules containing sulfur compounds. These compounds create a volatile gas that's a strong irritant to the eye. Tears are then produced to attempt to dilute the irritant. No sad tears here, only protective tears. So turn that frown upside down, onion choppers, and have yourself a dandy meal.
Hey, John, can you make me an onion sandwich too?
Now that's something that makes me happy.
Ah, onions. There are probably hundreds of ways people have come up with to prevent an onion from causing tears while you cut it. But we're gonna choose the 3 most well-regarded and common. Cutting an onion and then spraying lemon juice on it, cutting the onion after you freeze it, and then cutting an onion while chewing gum.
Getting started means finding out which kind of onion stings the most. That could be your whites, your reds, or even a yellow.
All right, got us some onions.
Yeah, I think we have enough because I'm already starting to tear up.
You know, that might be a good spot to start. We know onions make you cry, but we need to know which of these is the most powerful.
Right, so how about we collect a group of the most common onions, chop them up and see which ones we react to the most.
I like it, but I don't think we can go just cutting onions in half. We need something to make sure we're getting the full force right to our face.
Good point. How about this? Ta-da!
So, let me get this right. Onion in a chopping thing, tube to a mask with a fan feeding the air in, and obviously lots of tears.
Bingo.
Let's go build it.
Let's do it.
To focus the fumes, John's built a highly unusual reverse gas mask.
Okay, this is how it works. Wait, hold on a second. Can you hear me? Hold on. Can you? Thanks. Can you hear me now? Perfect. This is the onion hood of doom, is what I'm gonna call it for now. And how it works is, we put some onions in this little push-to-chop device. I plumb this into that. There's a fan inside the hood, so that when I turn it on and I chop onions, it'll pump all that gas right into my face area, and then we'll see how much I cry. Should be fun.
Both John and Brian will don the helmet 3 times for 3 minutes per onion,
Gotta set the mood.
and then rate their distress from 0 to 5.
Are you ready, John?
Lay it on me, man.
All right, here we go.
John's the first to feel the burn. And it's not long before he's weeping tears of joy.
My eyes are burning. I've never been this happy to feel pain before. I mean, not in the sense that it burns, but in the sense that the rig works.
John survives his 3-minute round. Now it's Brian's turn to suffer for science.
Are you ready?
No?
Perfect, here we go. Let the perfume fill the helmet.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
The self-imposed torture continues for 20 long minutes.
Now my beard's stuck in the fan.
Oh, good. Oh, man, I can barely keep my eyes open on this one.
Yeah, keep going. There's something creeping up on me.
I can't see myself.
Now it's time to compare notes and pick the most volatile vegetable.
It's a lot of crying, man.
That's a lot of crying.
John scored it higher than Brian every time, but they're both in agreement. Red onions rule.
This one, as much as any of them, brought the pain.
So it looks like we have a consensus.
Red.
Yeah, it looks like red onions were the most eye-burning onion for the both of us.
The next step is as clear as can be.
Stop. There we go.
Corner the market on California red onions. And find someone else to irritate.
We give you onions!
So far in the swing through the window myth,
Yippee-ki-yay!
the guys have found that a 6-story leap is more than even an action man can handle.
That didn't look all that fun.
So let's switch 6 stories to 4 stories and give him another go.
With a 33% shorter rope, Bungee Buster is all set for a second plunge.
Buster jumping off a building, 4-story rope in 3, 2, 1. Woo! Ooh! His foot got caught in that line when he was out there.
Let's go check the shock watches.
It wasn't the smoothest of arcs.
Ooh!
And again, the data confirms their misgivings.
Post-match analysis, his 25 one definitely went off, but the 37 and the 50 did not.
25 Gs is a significant amount of whiplash and probably some brain damage.
I don't know what the exact opposite is of a graceful Hollywood swan dive off a roof followed by a swing back towards the building looks like, but that may have been it.
Look at this, John. That rope took so much tension, it's actually changed structure. Before, after.
Wow, it is hard. Yeah, this is soft, still pliable. This is like, almost like it was singed by heat.
Just that sudden impact.
Whoa, it's totally crusty now.
That's what happens when you make a human yo-yo.
Ugh. Come on, Buster. Hang in there, man. So we're gonna shorten the length of that rope and give it another go.
But not too short. To match the myth, the fall should be at least 2 stories.
3,
If our hero takes another beating,
1.
this myth is done and busted.
Geronimo! That actually didn't look too bad. Geronimo! We threw him, and he swung towards the building. There's no like,
It's getting better and better with that, balancing the out distance and the down distance. Shock watches on the head are fine.
yeah, and the chest ones are good too.
No injury there. I'd say he'd have a great chance of swinging in, still shooting.
It's a rough ride, but definitely doable.
Geronimo!
And with Buster still thankfully in one piece, it's back to the workshop.
Now for phase 2, we're gonna see if it's feasible to shoot out and crash through a 1/4-inch thick pane of real skyscraper glass.
The first thing we need to test is how skyscraper glass reacts to a bullet being fired through it. Now, the assumption is the bullet comes in, shatters the glass, falls out of the way, and our hero swings through without a problem. But with such tough glass on skyscrapers, that bullet might leave just a small little hole, in which case our hero meets a little bit of resistance. So, we need to know just how many bullets it takes to shatter that glass, drop it out of the way, and what happens when that body swings through it.
Over there on that side behind Brian.
So now we're gonna set up the glass in the frame, anchor it down. Hold, that's perfect. Send Buster through it right as John releases 3 bullets into it. And I expect that that glass falls out of the way and Buster makes it through, no problem.
Every action hero needs a shirtless action scene, but head injuries are no joke, so hold on a second. Oh, safe!
That might have been a head injury.
Nah, he's fine. Let's get him up there.
All right.
Up till now, it's been all Buster. But despite the danger,
Hey, if you tip over, I promise I'll try to catch you.
Thanks, man.
we will eventually have a live human in harness for the full-scale testing. And it's either going to be this guy or this guy.
Let's see, it's gonna be the call, and then 3, 2, 1. Action, action. Yep, perfect.
It's a simple setup.
Gun's hot.
As Buster's released, John aims to shoot out the glass with a 9mm.
I am set. This is live fire, so everyone eyes and ears, please.
But will it shatter enough for Buster to fly through unharmed? Let's find out.
Buster through the glass with 3 rounds in 3, 2, 1.
Woohoo!
That was fantastic.
Well, from what I can see, the first shot goes through, a little bit glass falls out. Second shot goes through, more glass falls out. And as the third shot's going through, Buster goes, bah! And he smashes through it.
Man, this was great. Nice, man. Ooh, there's your first shot.
One.
I think that first bullet really compromised the whole structural integrity. I don't think we need that many bullets.
Achieving a one-shot shatter isn't crucial to the myth, but it's tempting to see if it works.
Single bullet with Buster test. Yippee-ki-yay in 3, 2, 1. Oh.
I think there could have been a pause between the pull and the shoot.
Yeah, this glass seems like it just completely fell away before Buster had a chance to make it.
Yep, the glass shatters just fine after one shot. But this little sideline experiment highlights the need for split-second timing.
It's like the last bit of glass falls and just goes, woo! This is just a timing issue.
But if the timing's too late, our stunt hero, and that'll be one of these two, could be cut to ribbons. As a timely reminder of how ugly that would be, here's Buster once more with no bullets and no pre-shatter.
Cannonball in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that looked like that hurt.
It sounded like it hurt too.
It was just like, ooh, goo, goo.
Yeah, that is not a soft landing.
I think you said it. This was like a car crash. So, bolt through a glass before someone goes through it.
Definitely. We know that 3 bullets has no problem shattering skyscraper glass. We know that 1 bullet has no problem shattering skyscraper glass either. And we also know that swinging through a pane of skyscraper glass with no bullets looks like the most painful amusement park ride ever. And if our action hero is gonna do that, he's just gonna get a mouthful of glass.
The glass broke, but I don't think you'd be holding onto your gun. This glass is tough. The bullets made quick work of it. Buster had no problem swinging through, but he had a perfect arc. The part of this myth we need to test next is how exactly do you jump off the top of the building, swing around, ready to shoot at that glass, movie hero style.
John and Brian are testing 3 popular cures for onion tears.
That one's pretty potent. Your eyes are a little red and they're glistening like a princess.
I always wanted to be a pretty princess. You know, in order to test this myth, we're gonna need a lot of these onions. And that means a lot of eyeballs.
Yeah, I like where you're going with this. I think if we bring in volunteers, we'll have a much larger sample size, and if we don't have to do it, I think my eyeballs thank you.
You're welcome. We need to keep the amount of onion and the amount of onion tear cure, though, consistent.
So it sounds like we need isolated chambers for each part, some kind of onion chopping chamber.
That sounds like a rig. I think that's gonna be the easy part, though. Good luck finding volunteers.
To maintain consistency through the upcoming trial by Onion,
So,
How's that?
oh yeah.
the boys are constructing a one-off contraption to funnel the fumes.
Essentially, what we're building is a couple boxes linked together with a piece of ducting and an extractor fan. Stay. Now, while Brian builds the box which you stick your head into, I'll put the finishing touches on the onion chopping box, which, for the most part, is airtight.
So why do we need an onion mulching machine to do this test? Well, we need to control a couple variables. We need to make sure that our volunteers are given the same amount of onion and the same amount of cure each time.
Onion! It'll hold up, I think.
I like it, man.
The apparatus is duly christened
All right.
and then given a test run.
There's a little tear.
Oh, there's another one coming. This guy's got one.
I've never seen him tear before. Oh, man. Our rig is working perfectly. We got onions, we got fumes. The only thing missing now is the volunteers.
Volunteers who have no idea what they signed up for.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming today.
Here at MythBusters, we are continually on the cutting edge of scientific breakthroughs.
With your help, we're going to be testing whether or not there's an effective defense against the painful effects of
Onions! So, prepare your hearts, minds, and eyeballs, because it's time to suit up.
It's also time to establish the ground rules.
how long do our volunteers have to suffer their torture? Well, 3 minutes, because that's about how long a reasonable person would be cutting up onions in their kitchen.
Please take a seat right on this stool, and I'm gonna gently lower this box over your head.
After each test, we're gonna ask our volunteers to score their experience. They're gonna rank it between 0 and 5, with 0 being, I didn't even know there was onions around, and 5 being, ah, why?
First up is a control test, with no relief whatsoever.
Oh, you're getting it?
Oh, there he goes, look, he's turning a little red.
This gives each contestant a baseline pain score.
It's like you want to touch your eyes so bad, but you can't.
It's okay to cry.
It's my party. I can cry if I want to.
The pattern of laughter and tears persists.
Are there tears yet?
Oh, I think
They're
there might be some
getting-
tears. It's okay, don't be sad. Science is fun.
That up.
He's laughing at our onions, John.
How are you holding up?
Just keep going.
Okay, just keep going. Roger that.
Quick eyesight test. How many onions am I holding up?
5.
5. That's not
It's pretty bad.
good.
Pretty bad. That's good.
Remember the feeling. You'll need to write it down.
Onion mulching machine.
They all hang on for the full 3 minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fresh air.
Wow.
All right, John. Scores from the baseline test are in.
Perfect. I mean, I saw a lot of pink eyes and a lot of tears, so I'm expecting some pretty high numbers.
Remember, 5 is maximum discomfort, and 0 is none at all.
5,
Okay?
3,
Surprising one. Tough cookie,
5,
right?
4, 5, 4.
That's not bad.
It's about what you expect. All right, let's see if the numbers get any lower on the remedy tests.
Seems like a good time to reflect on the words of Will Rogers. An onion can make people cry,
Oh, yeah.
but there's never been a vegetable that could make you laugh.
You guys are evil.
So far, the myth of the skyscraper swing is holding up.
Geronimo!
Seems like they could pull off a 2-story rope jump.
That actually didn't look too bad.
And shooting out a window works fine if the timing is right.
He was still swinging and hit some of the glass that was falling out, so it's still falling as he smashed through it.
But to properly test this movie trope in real life, they'll need a live-action hero from here on in.
I got her.
That's why Brian and I are about to have a long jump competition to see which one of us can jump the furthest to give this myth the best chance.
It may seem really strange, but John and I both really want to do this jump. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, even with all the risks. He's working out pretty hard, but I got the leg length. I think I got this one.
Brimming with self-belief,
Hey!
Brian sets an underwhelming benchmark.
I'm gonna give you your further foot where the heel is. Here we go. I'm gonna run in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, very nice.
Oh man, I forgot to roll. Oh, hey! And the results of our long jump competition are Brian with 81 inches and John, that's me, with 133 inches. Now, the theory with the long jump is the further out horizontally I go, the smoother the swing of my arc will be and the slower my downward acceleration will be. So, less jarring. Well, that's what we're banking on anyway.
So they've got their jumper. And up on the roof is a man who can give him the right kind of push.
When we tell you that we're professionals and not to try this at home, the professionals are usually John and I. But in this case, we've brought in Hollywood stunt coordinator Kyle Weissart and all his equipment. The reason is John's life is at risk with this jump. So we have Kyle here to be our expert and make sure everything goes smooth.
First up, Kyle's testing John's head for heights with a crash course in basic rappelling.
Hold that line like you were,
Right?
and hang in your harness.
I think I was afraid of everything when I was younger.
Now you're a real man.
No.
But you play one on TV.
That's right!
Let's do it.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
So go ahead and let some line out.
Okay.
It's right about now that Brian might be grateful he lost the long jump.
The main thing here is John's gonna get that experience he needs to run up and actually jump off the ledge of a building. That's kind of difficult.
Give a nice big push out. Try and get maybe like 10 feet down and give her a stop.
Bye. Oh, I don't think that was 10 feet.
That was like 5.
Oh, lame. All
Gonna
right.
have to do that again.
Which apparently won't be a problem. John's getting the hang of this.
Woo! Is that 10 feet?
There you go. That's 10 feet.
John's having the time of his life here. Don't blame him.
So now that you've gotten some confidence up with the basic rappel, we've now switched you over to a version of our belay system. So, and this is
Which means things will get a lot more physical.
This is exciting. Okay, I got this little harness on, but what exactly are we doing right now?
Kyle's transitional solution to give John more distance is what he calls a gold tail rig.
Yeah, that seems nice.
Yeah.
It should afford John an extra 10 feet of rope and lessen the chances of snapping his spine.
As you run and hit that jump, it starts pulling one part through the gold tail, then the next part through the gold tail, and the next part, and each time adding more friction, and having this progressive decel is actually gonna really help smoothly transition you from your jump and fall into a nice big swing.
I really like the sound of that.
John will now have to run off the roof and twist in midair.
What I would recommend is that you keep left hand on the line,
Copy.
right hand on your gun.
Yeah.
You don't wanna be looking for that thing midair.
If John can pull it all together,
All right, Ryan, you set?
he should have the hang time to squeeze off a shot or 3.
And 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, boy!
John!
Yeah?
That was a great spin!
I think I got all the bad guys.
Not too bad for a dry run,
Go!
but there's plenty of twists and turns still to come.
It's time to give you a gun.
Yeah!
So far, 6 volunteers have each spent 3 miserable minutes in the onion chamber of doom
I can do this.
to establish a baseline response.
What we're looking for in our testing of this myth is no irritation of the eyes. That's no pain, swelling, tearing, no nothing.
And the first old wives' tale they're testing?
Chewing gum. The idea is that when you chew gum, it forces you to breathe through your mouth, which causes less irritation to the lacrimal glands, which are responsible for creating tears. Less irritation, less tears. Welcome back.
Ready for another rodeo?
Wait.
I'm gonna offer you some gum, as much as you'd like.
What are you trying to say?
Let's do it.
Fans on!
Don't stop chewing.
Josh rated his control test discomfort at the maximum number of 5. So he's hoping for some improvement.
How you holding up?
Doing good.
You
You guys are evil.
Like halfway between crying and laughing.
It's called onion madness. All right, we're at the halfway point. How you doing?
All right.
You burning?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are?
Oh, wow. Straight to twitchy eyes.
Not helping.
Was that not helping?
Not helping.
For Eric, at least, the gum was no miracle cure.
You feel that.
You feel it?
My breath won't stink, but I definitely felt my eyes burning.
And with that, it's time to check the scores.
All right, we have a 3, a 4, a 5, a 2, a 3, and a 4.
That's all over the board, but they're still high numbers.
In fact, the chewing gum average score isn't a whole lot better than the control test. So, they're ready for treatment number 2.
These next onions, fresh out of the freezer.
Now, how can freezing an onion prevent tears? Well, when you cut an onion, enzymes release propanethyl S oxide. If you don't release that gas because it's frozen and there's no enzyme activity, no tears.
Well, that's the theory. There's plenty of people who swear this works wonders.
You ready?
Let's do it.
The onion feels cold, but it's not cutting any differently.
It's starting to hit me a little bit.
I think last time around this point, you already had some tears going.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
Hey, John.
Yeah?
She looks like she's holding out a little better.
They're watery, but no tears.
Ultimate chopping championships. Are you ready? Smell it! Oh, no! Ugh,
Oh, she's already down to one eye.
that is a lot of blinking.
You guys are jerks.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fresh air.
How was that?
That was actually a little better. It didn't get worse and worse as the time went by.
The results? Well, they're slightly better than chewing gum.
3, 2.5, 3, 4, 3, and 2.5.
Still, the frozen onion remedy falls a long way short of the total relief they're looking for.
We got some interesting results for the onions out of the freezer. I think we actually noticed that there's a slower ramp up to their eyes burning, and when it did get up there, it just stayed kind of steady instead of getting worse and worse and worse.
Onions fresh from the freezer? Well, based on what our volunteers showed us, I don't think that's the remedy.
All right, Brian, if anything goes wrong, I'll give you the hand signal.
An essential part of being a Mythbuster is a willingness to learn new skills.
Oh my God!
Today, it's rappelling, and John really has got the hang of it.
It was dope. You know, I think I did a pretty good job, but apparently insurance doesn't want me swinging through the air while shooting a real gun.
Are you surprised by that?
I'm more disappointed, but I totally understand. But that's why we need a system completely remote that I can trigger while I'm swinging right to the glass so I don't smash my face into it.
In fact, John's already hatched a plan.
Something like this.
Using a suction cup frame and a modified paintball gun that shoots marbles to smash the glass. The frame that holds the gun sticks right on the window, so the marble can be safely fired from point-blank range.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That holds well?
Yeah, I didn't even put in the bottom suction cup, and it's got no problem pulling, right? Because the leverage is going this way.
Excellent.
But it's, look at that. It's pretty sturdy.
And here's the really clever part. Brian's remotely rigged up a dummy gun to the marble gun, meaning John still gets to swing and shoot.
So, that trigger is hooked to this servo, which is hooked to that trigger, which means that if you pull that right now, this will fire.
Like right now?
Right now.
Ooh!
Keep pulling it.
The proxy pistol concept works perfectly.
Awesome. This is great.
Now to see if their glass-smashing gizmo is all it's cracked up to be.
All right. This is our remote-controlled glass-breaking rig. It's a marriage between my suction cup mount and Brian's glass ball shooting gun. And what it's mounted to is the exact same thickness of tempered glass we'll be using for the final test. We want to make sure that this glass ball actually shoots through this pane of glass so that when I come careening through it, I don't smash my face on it. Okay, Glass breaker test with glass ball in 3, 2, 1. The marble shot through the glass, and then the rig fell off, but left the glass perfectly intact.
Not a total success, since the glass didn't fall away. But Brian thinks going full scale with a much bigger pane will make all the difference.
The bigger the pane, the weaker the glass, the heavier the person, the less the problem.
This'll be great. Well, our glass breaking system works because all the glass is broken. But you may have noticed, even though we shattered the glass, it didn't collapse. And that's because it's in a smaller sheet versus those larger sheets where it's just so heavy, it'll collapse under its own weight.
They've learned all they can from the small scale.
I think he's worried.
Now to see if that translates even remotely to a full-scale swing and shatter.
Go!
So far, 6 volunteers have rated the effectiveness of 2 mythical cures for stinging onion eyes. First, chewing gum,
Do you think the gum helped at all?
No.
and then freezing the onions.
They're watery but no tears.
Oh, wow, that seems like a pretty good improvement. Come on over. Please take a chair. This test is spritzing the onions with lemon juice to see if it stops you from getting tears.
Okay.
Now, how is that meant to prevent the burning and the red eyes? Well, lemon juice contains acid in the form of citric acid. That's gonna neutralize the enzyme that makes the gas that makes the tears. No enzyme, no tears. Lemon juice!
All right, clock's on. Here we go.
They're pumping lemon juice through a sprinkler hose and spritzing as they go.
You getting that lemon juice on there, B-Rye?
Oh, I'm staying right under the lemon juice.
Spritz with a little lemon juice. Full chop.
He looks pretty happy. I want to see tears.
Yeah.
I like lemon.
She loves lemon.
All right. Yeah, I don't see any tears or any real pink happening in the eyes.
Look at that. He's opening his eyes wide.
I know. She's going like this. She's challenging us. Hey, you look like you're doing all right. How's it going in there?
I'm fine.
That's impressive.
And that is all, folks.
There's a incredible noticeable difference. There's like no pink in your eyes at all.
I know, I didn't even smell onions.
Really?
Wow.
Word of mouth is good, but how did they rate the lemon juice cure from 0 to 5?
1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0.
Well, that's our first 0 of the day, and plus all those other ones, I'd call this a real result.
Well, these numbers are significantly lower than the control, so I'd say lemon juice had to have an effect. I mean, freezing onions and chewing gum, not so much, but lemon juice, I'd have to say that's plausible.
Me too.
Chewing gum and frozen onions are busted, but lemon juice is definitely plausible, with one obvious drawback.
I kind of wonder, though, with the lemon juice on the onions, do they even still taste like onions?
I guess there's only one way to find out. Oh!
That's not good.
Oh!
It's like a crunchy lemon.
Oh my gosh. Yep. It just tastes like lemons.
On that slightly sour note, our volunteers are thanked.
Your sacrifices have helped enhance mankind's culinary knowledge.
And to help you remember the amazing time you had with us, we have a parting gift for each and every one of you. Your very own bag of onions. So, here you go. Oh, just pass these out.
You know, John, we had a lot of fun testing this myth this week, and I learned one thing for sure.
What?
We're gonna smell like onions for 2 years.
That's, yeah.
The boys reveal a surefire cure they've so far kept under wraps.
Ta-da!
But it's strictly a last resort.
Look! No tears!
Yeah! I don't think normal people have one of these in their kitchen!
What?
What?
What? We're testing the Hollywood movie trope that a good guy, with nowhere else to go but off the roof of a building, will take a leap of faith and grab onto some kind of rope or fire hose or something and as he's swinging back, shoot through a window, come crashing through it, and land perfectly safe back inside the building. Geronimo!
To get this far, they've determined an action hero could survive a 2-story jump and jolt.
Here we go, get to the car. To the car, Buster.
John's also practiced some mid-air sharpshooting. But for safety, they've built their own suction cup marble gun to break the glass.
That's pretty solid.
Now it's all up to John, and he's still on a steep learning curve.
Oh my God!
Is that a little bit of prayer halfway down?
No, it was me swearing.
We need to get all of this safety equipment on you that will protect you against the glass and get you used to doing the jump in all of this equipment. I said you feel like a superhero. Let's see if you can jump like one.
Oh yeah, we'll see what happens. Assume the position.
With John's well-being the main concern,
Is it too late to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
it's also decided they'll stick with the belay harness instead of the rope for final testing.
Go! The belay rig's gonna allow John to have a much smoother arc to his jump than he would have with that fixed length of rope. John!
What?
He said you need more practice.
Yeah?
He's gonna have someone at the end controlling the tension and slack, making a nice, beautiful arc.
You want to try and jump into the next parking lot.
Oh, I can do that.
You don't need to jump down there. Gravity does that.
With just that fixed line, he'd have a sudden jolt and then bounce over, which for our hero isn't so bad because in this myth, he only has to make that jump once.
How was that?
Looks like he's honing it in.
Yeah.
Go! But John's gonna have to learn how to do it just right, which means over and over again. So to protect his spine, we're gonna let him use Kyle's belay rig every time.
I think that was pretty straight.
I believe John just got promoted to action hero.
I think so.
With that upgrade, they up the degree of difficulty to see if John can stick a landing. That calls for a small mountain of rubber and cardboard.
Go!
I'm good.
How'd that feel, man?
That was awesome. I think I'm definitely shooting the window, landing flat across it, landing soft. It's good to go, man.
I don't know how I feel about saying this, but it's time to give you a gun.
Yeah!
With the elements all falling into place, they set up a big paper target for John to aim at. The same size as the skyscraper window.
It may seem kind of silly to score paper before jumping through it, but ends up with 2 layers of paper here and the flexibility, this could be more dangerous than that glass for John to go through. These little score marks, that makes it nice and safe.
And just to see if that mid-air snapshot is feasible, John's taking this jump armed with a paintball gun.
I'm finally about to do a 10-foot run-up off the roof with my firearm swinging into a giant paper target to see if I can put every one of the things I learned to the test. I'm feeling the adrenaline.
You better figure out the accuracy here. It's glass after this.
Copy.
John threw the paper accuracy test in 3, 2, 1, go.
In their bid to try the skyscraper swing movie trope for real,
Oh, that looked like that hurt.
Buster's been mothballed. The stuntman du jour is flesh and blood John Lund. And this is his final test jump, hopefully right through a target.
John threw the paper accuracy test in 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect. John not only smashed through the target, but got off a few rounds beforehand.
Well, I didn't see any stray balls. Every single one pulls straight down a line, perfectly hit.
Gun safe. I'm good.
We're looking for accuracy with that live paintball gun, and his shot right down the line in the middle of the target.
It's crunch time. While John sweats off the pounds,
Looks toasty, buddy.
Yeah.
the window is carefully anchored into position. All that remains is to hook up the suction-attached marble shooter. But Kyle still sees a safety snag.
We have John too far out. When he pulls that trigger and the timing's on him, we actually have a pretty good risk of some pieces of glass being too active and dropping as he's swinging through, creating kind of a situation where he might get injured. So I'm gonna have to pull the plug on that one and pull the glass myself.
Kyle's timing will have to be spot on, so John doesn't crash through an unbroken window.
There we go, we'll be able to.
And here's how the new plan is going down.
Behind me is a large pane of glass attached in a solid window frame, just like a skyscraper. At the top of it is a pair of vice grips attached to a rope coming down to Kyle. Kyle's gonna yank that rope, breaking the glass at the perfect time, so that John gets the perfect swing through the glass. Everyone's quiet and focused, and honestly, it has me pretty nervous for John right now, but I think he's in good
Yeah,
hands.
let's do it.
They've done all they can to ensure John's success and his safety.
All of my training, the rigging, the setup, and everything the team has done so far has led to this one moment.
It's fair to say that by now, John knows the ropes. But this time, there's 200 pounds of quarter-inch thick glass in the mix.
Let's do it before this becomes all fog.
Guys, so we're going for the real deal. Everything goes on go.
All right, John, you set up there? You feel confident?
Yeah!
John, through the glass, Hollywood style, in 3, 2, 1, go!
We're good! Woo!
He nailed it. As per the myth, he ran off the roof, spun, pulled out a stunt pistol, and swung smoothly through the falling glass.
You see that stuff? I came swinging down and I was like, that glass ain't broke. And I was like, well, and it went boom, right as I was right up near it. It shattered, I went right through, and it was probably the coolest thing I have ever done in my life.
The timing was incredible.
Thank you guys so much.
No problem.
And obviously everyone else, but yeah, that was awesome. Holy moly.
This was a neat myth to test. What do you think?
Well, let's break it down. Even though Kyle broke the glass, I'm pretty sure we proved that you can comfortably get off a few shots mid-swing to crack the window.
Yeah, you had no problem shooting that window square on, and you went through the glass safely.
Yeah, the only real doubt is whether the actual jolt from an inflexible rope versus our belay rig would throw my rhythm off.
Yeah, Buster survived his two-story rope fall pretty well, so I'm tempted to call it plausible.
Me too. Totally plausible. So, how do we get down from here?
Do you have any rope?
No rope. You got a phone?
Yeah, it's downstairs.
I see.